from Grant Morrison and Frank Quiety. This is a science fiction story. It is a quick read. It is a, let's say, adult read, because it probably upset younger children a little bit. It follows the story of 3 animals, a dog, a cat and a rabbit, who are transformed into living weapons by the military. We join them as they're doing their sort of final mission before they get decommissioned and a newer model comes out. They find out they're going to be decommissioned, and their scientist who sort of looked after them allows them to go free. They immediately go on the run, and what you get in this story is a chase. The military are after them. They use their abilities, their weapon systems to fight the military, all while at the same time finding ways to sort of exist in this new world. They make friends with people. People are kind to them. They work out how to remove their armor to some extent, and they fight sort of the newer version, as you might expect in any story like this. Let's have a little look at the book and some of the art. I'll try not to spoil the very end, because you're not sure if they make it or not, and then we'll come for a little wrap up.
So, anyway, you start off with a poster for a missing dog, sort of your standard adorable family, a Labrador. And each chapter is headed up by a missing poster for one of the 3 animals involved. Anyway, you see this all from a pet's eye view. Let's say something is in the air conditioning system. There's some guys, they've got bad stuff around them. They notice something a little bit weird. They're aware that something's going on, and then when one guy kicks the door down, he gets absolutely decimated with bullets. And there's lots of gore and violence in this book, because I think they want to show the fact that the animals are proper killing machines. They don't want to hide away from any of that, because it helps with the emotions you're going to feel for the animals and what they're made to do. Anyway, you see there's the 3 animals, your rabbit, your cat, your dog. They obviously decimate these guys that I'm guessing are sort of drugs cartel type people, and then they go back into their van. Guerrera even. And then they go back home. So you've got a lovely little picture here of the guys in their sort of operations van. You see the guys for the first time, the 3 animals, and they're in these sort of augmented suits of armour, and you get introduced to them and the sort of project they're in via a senator and a general getting a tour of the facility. Initially you've got rats that have been modified to undertake engineering works, and they say they can do this with 48 hours rather than a person taking considerably longer. And the guy's just sadistic. Sorry, skip over that. You see he just orders one rat to kill the other just because he can. Then you get introduced to the WE3, or Animal Weapons 3 project, and you find out that they're going to be decommissioned because they've got a new generation of animals to try this out on. Then you get a nice sort of multi-panel page where you see the person who's responsible for them purposely forgets to seal their containment locks, and it allows them to escape. And obviously the animals have got increased intelligence, so they seize on the opportunity and get out. And this is a really good set of sort of CCTV like panels that gets across the story, and they're out, and the chase is on at that point. They try and decide where to go. They speak sort of broken English. The cat's got a cat's attitude. The dog wants to go home to sort of find its master, and the rabbit's kind of indifferent. And it's just a great start to the story. I am trying to whiz through this and talk as quickly as possible, because as I said, I don't want to spoil too much. But their initial response is to get away, and they try and get them with helicopters. That doesn't work for reasons that we will skip over. You get lots of violence when the soldiers land and try and get them. That doesn't work. The helicopters crash because they've still got their full sort of weapons payloads on them, the animals. They take some damage, but there's no real casualty for the animals, and you see some of their weapons in action. You also find out that they have to have a drug, an injection of some sort, in order to keep them from dying in a few days. I'm guessing that's so they don't reject their implants. They have a little argument over what they're going to do, where they're going to go. They send the rats after them next. That doesn't work. The rabbit gets injured, but they manage to survive an entire train crash. And there's this quite gory scene where you think the dog's saving someone, and then you find out that the guy was pulled in half, so it didn't work. Their first encounter with humans doesn't go very well, and the rabbit gets shot. Now I'm going to stop there, because I don't want you to know if a rabbit makes it or if it doesn't make it, or what the further sanctions taken by the project are, but it keeps upping the ante, and it's a non-stop story. It's really good. The artwork is brilliant. The level of, as I say, violence in it is appropriate for the content, in order to have you feel the right emotions for these animals and see how sadistic and horrible people are against them. And whether or not it has a happy ending, I won't say, but all I will say is it's got a satisfying ending. I would recommend that you pick this up. It's available on Comixology. You just have to write it as WE3. There's no gaps or anything, or it won't come up at all. As far as print versions go, don't think you can very easily get it in print, but we'll talk about that in a minute when we come out of the flip through. But I would definitely say this is a book to check out, if only digitally, just because it's a real good film, especially if you like sci-fi films, and particularly if you're a child of the 80s and you're used to this sort of film being made. This almost feels like a storyboard for one, and I'd love to see this one brought to life in the movies.
So that was the book. It's a really fun story, really quick read. I bought it digitally because I just haven't got the space to buy a print copy. Also, I didn't even know it existed till I just saw it on sale and bought it digitally. I don't think I will buy a print copy, just again because of space. But it is a great read. I'm glad I read it. It has got film written through it like a stick of rock. I mean, it's got cute animals. It's got animals. It's got that sort of R element to it, and it's almost like a storyboard looking through it, and the art is fantastic as well. I've already said about that. I would recommend you read it if you want a sort of quick, fun, actiony sci-fi read, and you won't be disappointed. Let me know if you knew about this book. Let me know if you interested in getting it now. Give us a thumbs up if you took something from this video, and please feel free to subscribe.